What's going on out there? I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news brought to you by Royal Family Studios. Joe Biden finally had a press conference, his first one in only 2 months into his presidency, and the media treated him a little different compared to Trump.
Let me see. Caitlin?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but first, I'd like to follow up on a question from Yamiche, and that's on the filibuster.
That counts as a question, but go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it quick. It's a
No,
quick
no, you
question.
can.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned your progress on COVID-19. I'd like to ask you about some of the other issues facing your presidency. One of the defining challenges you face in the coming months is how to deliver on your promise to Americans on issues like immigration reform, gun control, voting rights, climate change. All of those right now are facing stiff, united opposition from Republicans on Capitol Hill. How far are you willing to go to achieve those promises that you made to the American people?
Well, I'm good. Look.
If you do run, will Vice President Harris be on your ticket?
I would fully expect that to be the case. She's doing a great job. She's a great partner. She's a great partner.
And do you believe you'll be running against former President Trump?
Oh, come on. I don't even think about it. I have no idea.
Now let's compare that because we have to, because there was a previous administration. So let's see how an average Donald Trump press conference went.
In 3.5 years, do you regret at all the lying you've done to the American people?
All the what?
All the lying, all the dishonesties.
Statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign, in the midterms. That
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President,
come on.
that this caravan was an invasion. As you know,
I
Mr. President,
consider it to be an
As you know,
invasion.
Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Why did you characterize it as such?
Because I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants in this election
No, not
to
at all.
try
I
to
want
keep
them. I want them to come into the country, but they have
You bought, the argument is that you bought yourself some time. You didn't use it to prepare hospitals. You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right
You're
now,
so-
nearly 20 million
you're so
people
disgraceful.
are unemployed.
It's so
Tens of
disgraceful the way you said it.
thousands
Let
of
me just
Americans are
listen.
dead.
I
How
just
is this
went
a
over
real,
it.
or is this ramp supposed to make people
I
feel
just went
confident
over
in
it.
an unprecedented crisis?
Americans were scared, though. I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead.
You've said repeatedly that you think that some of the equipment that governors are requesting, they don't actually need. You said New York might not need
I didn't say
30,000.
that.
You said it on
I didn't
Sean
say- come
Hannity's
on,
Fox News.
come
You
on.
said
You know,
that
why don't you people act? Let me ask you.
You said
why
some
don't you
states-
act? Why don't you act in a little more positive? It's always trying to
My
get
question to you is-
get you. And you know what? That's why nobody trusts the media anymore.
My
That's
question
why
to you is,
people,
how is that gonna
excuse
impact?
me, you didn't hear me. That's why you used to work for the Times and now you work for somebody else.
Could you see the difference? It seems that the media is handling Joe Biden with kid gloves. And Joe Biden's press conference was not only boring, but he seemed to stammer a whole lot and get stuck on simple questions. Pretty much during the whole press conference, you could tell the lies depending on if you're really paying attention to what's going on in the news. But one in particular struck me as a bold-faced lie, and it doesn't even matter what side of the aisle you file on, whether you're right-leaning or left-leaning, or just a moderate. You can just tell it was a lie. He was asked about why are illegal immigrants coming to the United States from the southern border. And I believe everyone knows the answer. Except him.
That's why I've asked the Vice President of the United States yesterday to be the lead person on dealing with focusing on the fundamental reasons why people leave Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador in the first place. It's because of earthquakes, floods. It's because of lack of food. It's because of gang violence.
Climate change. That's the big thing. Gang violence should probably be the only reason why people leave. I'm guessing that it's not weather. I think he only said climate change because that's the narrative that the elitists want to push. But even if it's climate change, wouldn't illegal immigrants coming into the United States, which is the third, I think, leader in carbon emissions, wouldn't that add on to our problem? And how would it be weather, though? People vacation south of the border. You don't want to say that it was the cartel. Maybe it's the extreme violence. Maybe it's because on the southern border, people are getting killed, kidnapped, raped. But it's climate change. And the United States cannot handle an influx of illegal immigrants. Even right now, there's a few facilities that are beyond capacity. There's one in particular that's 1,500% to capacity.
Hello, sir. You mentioned circumstances that must be horrific. The Customs and Border Protection Facility in Donna, Texas, I was there, is at 1,556% capacity right now with mostly unaccompanied minors. There are kids that are sleeping on floors. They are packed into these pods. I've spoken to lawyers who say that some of these children have not seen the sun in days. What is your reaction to these images that have come out from that particular facility? Is what's happening inside acceptable to you? And when is this going to be fixed?
That's a serious question, right? That's acceptable to me. Come on.
I don't know if you know this or how math works, but 100% is full. So if it goes over 100%, that's not a good thing. I'm going to leave a link in the description for the full press conference. Even though it's boring, I want you to listen to the whole thing because he's telling blatant lies. And I want you to pay attention to how he answers the questions. His responses are slow. He doesn't seem like he's all there. And he's just sticking to the script. But what do you guys think? Do you think that illegal immigrants are coming up here because of weather and that Joe Biden can't lie because he's Joe Biden here to save us all? Or do you believe that maybe he's not there? But do the YouTube thing, like the video, subscribe to the page, hit the bell for notifications. Also, drop your comments and we'll respond to you. I'm your host, Talking Face, Royal Family Studios. This could be news. Peace.